Okay, Thursday, 5/14/2015. The bond markets. Wow. ZB and ZN. I put a trade on early on ZN and got stopped out. I just can't seem to get anything going on that guy for the last 2 days. Before that, everything I touched on it was gold, but not today. Yeah, I went short here, and well, actually, I probably got it. I shorted on this bar and promptly got stopped out pretty quickly. But you can see this thing's just a mess. It's pretty tight range, and again, like we talked about yesterday, these huge bars, 10, 15 tick bars. Here was the bond auction, 30-year bond auction. We'll look at ZB here in just a second because I did have a good trade on it and ended up positive for the day. But yeah, ZN last couple of days has been really tough. As I was texting out with my little Skype group, trading group, I think once we get through these auctions and get past these auctions, which we are now, we might can kind of get something going. I'm sure tomorrow will be interesting since it's I think it's the options close tomorrow. Don't hold me to that, but on Friday that'll always be interesting. But typically on Fridays I'll trade, my normal early in the morning, but I'll probably be done pretty quick with it and not go into any kind of afternoon trade at all tomorrow on bonds. But tomorrow morning early, my typical, time frames are really around, from 4 o'clock a.m. to, and then I'll watch during the bond pit open, which is 7:20 a.m. until, and then I'll pick back up around 8:45, 9, and that's all Central Time. So there's usually a lot of opportunities between that 4 and 7. I just don't want to take anything into that bond pit open because it's always crazy. And I'll show you an example right here on the screen. Here we go right in here at 7:20. Look at what happens. We start getting these big up and down long bars, 10, 15, 20 tick bars. You can't do anything with that. You can't trade that, and it's just going to take your money. This was a tough session. We had a signal way early this morning when everybody's asleep. And then literally this pivot line right here, it's chopped around that, and then it did catch a little bid here after says what I was just telling you. You get past the bond pit open and the cash equity open, and then you can maybe catch something. I didn't trade this just because I was just kind of being real cautious with the auction today and didn't want to get caught flat-footed, and plus I'd watched this all morning just chop around. But this did take off. Look where the signal is, though. You'd had to go through all this huge bars. You just can't trade it, or I can't. Now, I almost did take this short because it went right up into some big, heavy resistance. It went through this pivot, and pretty good too, because the pivot was at 153.11 and it went up to 153.18, and I sure looked at it when it turned red and my PPO was turning over to short, but I didn't. I did catch this short right in here. I had a nice reversal back up. I was playing a 12 tick reversal. It's either 8 or 12 tick reversal. those bonds will move a lot of times when you get a good trend. They can pull back 8, 12, or 16 ticks, and you can kind of measure those things. Now this doesn't apply during these crazy times, but in what I consider more normal trading times, you can get these 8, 12, and 16 tick reversal trades. Now reversing and you're shorting, with this trend, of course. I'm not trying to play it back up. I'm waiting for it to come to me, and then I did catch this, and that's where I got positive for the day. But the rest of it, I just watch. Here was the 30-year bond auction. Look how it basically just ran way up. It tested this top here, and then right back down to the pivot, right back up to the pivot within a couple of ticks, right back down to the pivot. So you can't trade that. I mean, you can, but it's tough, and I don't really want to mess with it. I mean, these are one point bars almost, and there's not much you can do with it. This short signal with a nice little retracement back up to the average, that's playable all day long. That's a bread and butter trade right there. This guy didn't quite do it, and this was getting close to that auction, and things just get really wacky and screwy. And I think that's really what has screwed up bonds for the last couple of days. I don't think Friday will be any better with the options clearing and rollovers, but we'll see. Maybe early in the morning there might be some opportunities, but hopefully next week we'll have some stuff going on and get kind of back to normal and get past some of this event risk news. But that's what we had today, and looking for some trades in the morning and to finish the week out on a good note. Still, it's not looking bad because it has been a tough week. Monday was a little screwy. Tuesday was great, did real well, and then but Wednesday and Thursday have been a trying times. But anyway, we're past it and moving on. See you later.